Alright, so what does Dead by Daylight have to do with a video game shelf like the title says? I got no idea. It's just a nice clip to have in the background while I talk about what we're going to be doing today. And that is going over my 1-year increase in my video game collection. Last year I made a video on my retro video game shelf. You know, I think I just had 1 or 2 shelves, and now I'm going to do that again. But, of course, it's been a whole year. What has changed? What has been updated? And I like to do that. I like to just kind of, show the gradual increase that anyone can accomplish. So let's do that and dive into it. So this is my updated game shelf. Well, I guess not even shelf anymore, multiple shelves. The increase to my game room, I guess we'll call it. I've always had a fascination for video games, always loved playing them, especially retro ones, and so, years ago, back in 2019, I started collecting, plus all this stuff I've had up to that point, and I've reached here, where I've honestly maxed out how much space I have. I can't really get any more space because of my desk or my TV and PS5 are set up, so we're just kind of here. But I just thought I'd go through it, give a little tour, kind of show what systems I have, what games I have, rare ones, not rare ones, whatever, just the stuff that I think is cool. And we'll start off here with just 2 pictures side by side. We'll start by going on to the left one here. So here we pretty much have all my main sort of things. On the left side, we have my 3DS and DS games, as well as Game Boy games, all my handheld games up in the top shelf there, as well as my N64 transfer packs, some of my SNES titles, and then my N64 games that are in box, which is Dr. Mario 64, Quest 64, and StarCraft 64. Below that is my PS4 and PS5 games, as well as the rest of my Nintendo SNES games and NES titles. I know, kind of strange that they're there, it's just, I don't really have an organization, there's more of a madness to my method. Wherever stuff fits is where it goes. Down we then have my GameCube games, as well as my Atari 2600 game, which is my newest console that I got back in 2023, towards the end of it, which is really cool. I've always wanted to know what were the first games like, and so I got it. An Atari 2600. I got a couple games, of course my favorite ones probably being Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Frogger, unironically, so those are always a joy to play. Underneath that, though, we have my biggest section of video games, which is the N64. I never grew up playing the N64, but it has, in recent years become my favorite console, and so the console I just collect the most for. Games that I rather want to try once or whatever, like, say, Body Harvest. I don't plan on beating the game, but I played it, and it was a lot of fun to play. I also want to get, like, one sports game for, every sport for the N64, so I have NHL 99 and FIFA 99, and I have the golf club game. Just, again, do I plan on playing them? No, I have tried them, I have played them. It's just more of a collector's thing, I just want to have one sport for everything for my favorite console. On the right side, at the top, we just have some controllers, and then my Atari 2600. Going down, we have my Pokemon XD GameCube. I had to buy this one because my old one's clock stopped working, and it would have been kind of a lot to replace the clock. And I know it's not the biggest thing, but for say like Animal Crossing and other games like Pokemon Channel, I did want a working clock, as well as Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD. So I just ended up getting a discount from my local game store, because I know the guy there, he's a very chill dude. And so I got a limited edition Pokemon XD GameCube. Underneath that, I have the rest of my N64 collection, which is all alphabetical, but I do plan on buying sometime, or even making my own end labels, because man, it's just a pain to know what's what. Underneath that is my Xbox 360, and then underneath that there is the boxes that I have from all my consoles, so the Switch and Wii U, Wii, PS5, PS4, the Skylanders boxes that I have, all that sort of thing. Finally, moving back over to the left shelf, on the bottom shelf, I thought I'd just save this to the end, is the Wii and Wii U games that I have. Now we'll move on to the second shelf here. So right away, you might notice what stands out is there's a giant Champion shoebox on the shelf. Why is that there? Well, no, I don't have a pair of shoes up there. What that is that's actually where I keep a lot of my extra cords. Obviously, with so many different consoles that you can see on the bottom there, you have a lot of cords, and so I have 2 boxes, that being one of them, where I just keep a bunch of my different cords and, HDMI cords, AV ports and cords, the sensor bar for my Wii and Wii U, all that stuff. That's where I keep that in 2 different boxes, and that being one of them. On the very top of the shelf, you can kind of see there, we have Skylanders, as well as my Wii U gamepad. I do have more Skylanders, but of course having siblings, some are not all mine, some are my siblings, And so the ones that I have on top are just the ones that I got, because I was the bigger fan of Skylanders. There's maybe another 15 left that I don't have up there that aren't mine, but I was just the bigger Skylanders, fan in our house, so that kind of what happened there. And then on that shelf, yeah, with the box there, it's just some controllers. Going down, we have both my Nintendo Switch games and Xbox 360 games. Unironically, this generation, the Switch might be my favorite console, even though I barely play it as much as the PS5. I guess it's technically part of the PS4 generation, but whatever. The Switch, I really do enjoy. Its games are phenomenal. My problem is, though, I like to not play solo games as much, unless I really enjoy a game. First one comes to mind, Red Dead Redemption 2. I love that. I can always hop back and play it. But then if I play a solo game that I don't really like a single-player game, like, say, Dead Rising. I love zombies. I love zombie games, like DayZ, 7 Days to Die. But, man, something about Dead Rising being clunky, the story just wasn't there for me, I just couldn't get into it, right? So I tend to go back to the multiplayer console I have, the PS5. The Switch, not a lot of people I know own a Switch, so I can't play online with them, number one. Number two, it's more money for the online thing anyways. And number three, you can't even do like parties or stuff on the Switch, which makes it really annoying. I know once years go by, I will definitely come back to the Switch and put more effort into it, but I just haven't put too much time. The games I buy, I usually try once or twice and just kind of drop them. Just because, again, they're all multiplayer games, local multiplayer games. Plus, again, don't have a lot of friends who are fans of Nintendo or the Switch in general, so, yeah. Bottom shelf is the rest of my consoles, my NES, SNES, Wii, and Wii U, as well as the Wii U gamepad, because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. Now we'll go on to the final mini shelf here. So this shelf here, while small, is interesting because it contains a lot of my extra stuff. Controllers, that sort of thing. On the top, as you see, is my VR headset for the PSVR. I don't plan on getting a PS5 VR. There aren't really any games that speak out to me. For the PSVR, there were quite a lot. Walking Dead ones, the FNAF one, whatever. I know there are similar things on the PSVR 2. I'm still waiting for more stuff to come out. Then next is just all my third-party controllers, because they tend to be cheaper than first-party. I do buy a couple third-party for friends. Like, I will use a first-party, or especially on my own time. But if I have friends over, I'll either give them the choice if they want to use a third party because it might be better for the console, like say the N64 one there right at the front, or if not, then I'll use third party, doesn't really matter. Down we see the GameCube that was, again, just has the clock broken, it still works perfectly fine, you can always use it. Heck, I could connect it and, do LAN play. Regardless, then we have all my handhelds, my Game Boy Advance SP, DS, Lite, 3DS, 3DS XL, whatever. And then at the bottom, that Pokemon box contains the rest of my cords there. Now, moving on, just next to the side shelf there, I put it out front and center so you guys can see, but I have my Guitar Hero controller. Very, very cool thing. I recently just bought this. Cost me a pretty penny, but I will say, Guitar Hero, I absolutely love it. I mean, man, I bought all these games for it. I got Rock Band, I got, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, I got Rock Band Live, AC/DC, and I got Guitar Hero Aerosmith. I'm still missing a couple, which is Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Van Halen, and Guitar Hero 4 or World Tour for a bunch of the songs I want, and then I'll be done, and then I'll just start to get all the other Rock Band accessories, like another guitar controller, the microphone, and the drums. Next, we have kind of my weird strange setup here. I don't have the N64 showing, sadly, but it's off to the left, but the main center is my very, very small TV, but it works for most stuff, and it works fine for pretty much everything. It has AV out ports, so that's what I use for everything up to the SNES. It works. I have the PS5 next to it, and then below my desk, if I end up playing my Atari or my NES, I just sit on the floor to play it with my little retro TV here. Very cute little box thing here. It's a lot of fun, but it works and it plays beautifully. And again, I need to get this whole mini TV just so I can run the Atari 2600. But yeah, that was my game room. Not really a game shelf anymore, more of a game room. It's surrounded by me, and I absolutely love it. And I'm going to still put so much more time into playing new stuff and whatever. But with the last game shelf video I had, I kind of wanted to go over the must-have questions that people have. What are your rarest games? Well, here they are. Earthbound for the SNES, Worms Armageddon for the N64, Pokemon Colosseum, and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness for the GameCube, as well as Eternal Darkness. And then, finally, probably the rarest game that I own, StarCraft 64, but in box with the manual and everything that comes with it. I make sure that thing is completely safe and, not locked away, just in a plastic casing so it doesn't get damaged or anything, just because it is a lot harder to find. Those would be my rarest games. Do I have all the must-haves? I think so. I mean, for all the Nintendo consoles, I own the Smash Bros., I own the Mario Kart, I own the Mario game, I own Pokemon games, I own everything. What are my favorite games? Here they are, just two.
Minecraft still and always will be my favorite game forever, but also Super Mario Galaxy 2. What a fun game. I've never gone back and played it since I first played it because I don't want to tarnish the original experience I had when I played the game the first time.
So yeah, that was the game room, and I love sharing this experience. Let me know in the comments down below if you have your own game experience. Maybe even send me a link to your own, your own channel. I want to see what's in your collection. I want to know what your rarest games are. I want to know, what are you into playing? What do you use your favorite console? Again, mine's the N64 because I'm just collecting for it the most. Even though I never grew up with it, I still absolutely love it as a console. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy nonetheless. Maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below, maybe hit that subscribe button, damn that little bell, and I'll see you guys next time for some more retro videos. Bye guys.